Chapter 1. The Dream of a Small Village Girl. In the heart of Nepal, nestled between towering mountains and lush green valleys, lay a small village named Bhumesthalai. Here lived a young woman named Maya, whose dreams stretched far beyond the boundaries of her humble surroundings. From an early age, Maya had been captivated by stories of people making significant impacts across the globe. Her fascination with humanitarian work began when she was just a child, listening to radio broadcasts about international aid workers who traveled to distant lands to help those in need. These tales ignited a spark within her, a deep desire to contribute to the world in meaningful ways. Growing up, Maya's life revolved around simplicity and hard work. She helped her parents tend to their modest farm, where they grew rice and vegetables to sustain their family. Despite the challenges of rural living, Maya's parents valued education and encouraged her to attend the local school. There, she excelled in her studies, particularly in subjects like geography and social studies, which broadened her understanding of the world outside her village. Her teachers often remarked on her curiosity and eagerness to learn, qualities that set her apart from her peers. Maya's aspirations were fueled further during her teenage years when a group of international volunteers visited her village to build a new schoolhouse. Watching these individuals work tirelessly despite cultural and linguistic differences left a lasting impression on her. They spoke passionately about their missions to assist communities affected by poverty, conflict, and natural disasters. For the first time, Maya saw firsthand how people from different parts of the world could come together to create positive change. This experience solidified her dream of becoming part of such efforts herself. However, as Maya grew older, reality began to cast shadows over her ambitions. One glaring obstacle stood in her way: her limited ability to communicate in English. While she had learned some basics in school, her proficiency was not enough to engage effectively with international organizations or collaborate with global teams. During community meetings, she often struggled to express her thoughts clearly when interacting with foreign visitors. This barrier frustrated her deeply, as it seemed to confine her dreams to the confines of her village. Despite these challenges, Maya refused to let go of her aspirations. She understood that mastering English was crucial if she wanted to join international humanitarian organizations and make a tangible difference. Every evening, after finishing her chores, she would sit under the dim light of a kerosene lamp, flipping through old English textbooks and practicing pronunciation. Though progress was slow, her determination never wavered. Maya knew that breaking through this language barrier was the key to unlocking opportunities that could take her far beyond the mountains of Nepal. Her journey toward fluency was not without its hurdles. Resources were scarce, and there were days when self-doubt crept in. Yet, Maya remained steadfast, driven by the vision of one day standing alongside those she admired, global volunteers working tirelessly to heal the wounds of a troubled world. Little did she know that her perseverance would soon lead her down a path filled with growth, connection, and transformation, setting the stage for a future where her dreams could finally take flight. Chapter 2. A Leap Toward Fluency. Determined to overcome her language barrier, Maya embarked on a journey of self-improvement that would test her resolve but ultimately transform her life. Her first step was enrolling in an online English course offered by a nonprofit organization dedicated to providing educational resources to underserved communities. The course was structured into modules covering grammar, vocabulary, reading comprehension, and conversational skills. Though excited, Maya quickly realized that learning English remotely came with its own set of challenges. Internet access in her village was unreliable, often cutting out during critical lessons, and electricity shortages meant she couldn't always rely on her laptop or phone. But Maya refused to let these obstacles deter her. To adapt, she developed creative strategies to make the most of her limited resources. When the internet failed, she downloaded lesson materials ahead of time and studied offline. She carried a notebook wherever she went, jotting down new words and phrases whenever she encountered them. At night, under the flickering light of her kerosene lamp, she reviewed her notes and practiced writing sentences. Maya also recorded herself speaking English using her phone, replaying the recordings to identify areas where her pronunciation needed improvement. Each small victory, mastering a tricky vowel sound or correctly forming a complex sentence, boosted her confidence and kept her motivated. One of the most transformative aspects of Maya's learning process was connecting with volunteers from other countries. Through the online platform, she joined discussion groups where participants share their experiences and practice conversational English. At first, Maya felt nervous about speaking with strangers, fearing she might embarrass herself with mistakes. But the warmth and encouragement she received from her peers quickly put her at ease. They patiently corrected her errors, praised her progress, and shared tips for improving fluency. Conversations ranged from everyday topics like hobbies and food to deeper discussions about culture and global issues. These interactions exposed Maya to diverse perspectives and enriched her understanding of the world. Among her fellow learners was Sarah, a volunteer from Canada who worked with disaster relief organizations. Their friendship blossomed as they exchanged messages daily, discussing everything from their favorite books to their dreams for the future. Sarah became Maya's mentor, offering guidance on navigating the complexities of English while sharing insights about international humanitarian work. "You're doing amazing," Sarah wrote in one message. "Your dedication inspires me." Such words of encouragement fueled Maya's determination to keep pushing forward. As weeks turned into months, Maya noticed significant improvements in her English skills. She could now read articles about global crises, write emails with clarity, and hold conversations without stumbling over every word. Her growing fluency opened doors to new opportunities. She began volunteering as a translator for visiting aid workers, helping bridge communication gaps between them and the villagers. This role allowed her to practice her English in real-world scenarios while contributing to her community. It also gave her a glimpse into the kind of work she aspired to do on a larger scale. By the end of 6 months, Maya felt ready to take the next step toward achieving her dream. She updated her resume, highlighting her newly acquired language skills and her experience assisting international teams. With Sarah's encouragement, she applied for a position with a global nonprofit organization focused on disaster relief. The application process required submitting essays and participating in video interviews, all conducted in English. Though daunting, Maya approached each task with calm determination, drawing on everything she had learned. When the acceptance letter finally arrived, confirming her selection for a training program, Maya couldn't contain her excitement. Her hard work had paid off, proving that even the steepest barriers could be overcome with persistence and passion. This milestone marked the beginning of a new chapter in Maya's life, one where her dreams of making a difference on a global scale were no longer confined to imagination but poised to become reality. Chapter 3: Bridging Continents, Healing Communities. Maya's arrival at the headquarters of the global nonprofit organization in Geneva, Switzerland, marked the start of an exhilarating yet challenging phase in her life. The bustling city, with its mix of cultures and languages, was a stark contrast to the quiet simplicity of her Nepalese village. As she stepped into the modern office building, Maya felt a surge of excitement mingled with nerves. She was about to embark on a journey that would test her skills, broaden her horizons, and allow her to fulfill her lifelong dream of aiding communities in crisis. Her role as a coordinator involved managing logistics, communicating with field teams, and ensuring seamless collaboration between offices spread across continents. On her first day, Maya attended an orientation session where she met colleagues from diverse backgrounds: engineers from Germany, doctors from Kenya, and logistics experts from Australia. Everyone spoke English, the organization's official language, and Maya immediately noticed how much smoother her interactions were compared to her earlier days of struggling to express herself. Her months of diligent practice had paid off. She could now participate confidently in discussions, ask questions, and share ideas without hesitation. The initial weeks were intense. Maya spent long hours familiarizing herself with the organization's systems, protocols, and ongoing projects. She studied case files detailing past relief efforts, analyzing what worked and what didn't. Her supervisor assigned her to assist with coordinating responses to a recent earthquake in Indonesia. This was her first major assignment, and though daunting, it was also an opportunity to prove herself. Using video calls, emails, and messaging apps, Maya connected with teams on the ground, gathering updates on the situation and relaying instructions from headquarters. Her ability to communicate clearly and efficiently earned praise from both her colleagues and the field staff. One of the most rewarding aspects of Maya's job was witnessing the direct impact of her work. When supplies arrived safely at distribution centers or temporary shelters were constructed ahead of schedule, she felt a profound sense of accomplishment. She often stayed late to ensure reports were submitted accurately and deadlines were met, knowing that even small delays could have serious consequences for those in need. Her dedication did not go unnoticed. Colleagues began seeking her input during strategy meetings, valuing her fresh perspective and problem-solving skills. Maya's role extended beyond administrative tasks. She frequently interacted with donors, government officials, and partner organizations, advocating for increased support and resources. During a fundraising event in London, she delivered a heartfelt speech about the resilience of communities affected by disasters and the importance of global solidarity. Speaking in fluent English, she painted vivid pictures of villages rebuilding after floods, families reunited after hurricanes, and children returning to school after earthquakes. Her words resonated deeply with the audience, leading to a significant boost in donations. Afterward, several attendees approached her to commend her eloquence and passion. "You remind us why we do this work," one donor said, shaking her hand warmly. Back at the office, Maya continued to refine her skills. She took advantage of workshops offered by the organization, learning about project management, data analysis, and cross-cultural communication. These tools enhanced her ability to coordinate complex operations involving multiple stakeholders. For instance, when a typhoon struck the Philippines, Maya played a pivotal role in mobilizing emergency aid. She coordinated shipments of food, water purification kits, and medical supplies while liaising with local authorities to secure safe passage for relief workers. Her efforts ensured that assistance reached remote areas quickly, saving countless lives. Through these experiences, Maya discovered the true power of language as a tool for connection and action. By speaking English fluently, she bridged gaps between nations, cultures, and professions, enabling collaborative solutions to emerge. Her journey from a small village in Nepal to the global stage demonstrated that communication is not just about words, it's about fostering understanding, building trust, and driving change. And as she looked back on her accomplishments, Maya realized that her work was only beginning. There were still countless communities waiting for help, and she was determined to be there for them, armed with the skills and confidence she had fought so hard to acquire. Chapter 4: Inspiring a Ripple Effect. As Maya's career flourished, her influence began to ripple outward, touching lives far beyond the scope of her immediate work. Back in her village of Bumesthalai, news of her achievements spread quickly. Letters and photos sent home painted a vivid picture of her success, images of her standing confidently beside global leaders at conferences, surrounded by diverse teams in bustling offices, and visiting disaster-stricken regions where her coordination had brought hope and healing. Her family beamed with pride, sharing her story with neighbors and friends. For many in the village, Maya became a symbol of what was possible when determination met opportunity. Her impact extended beyond mere inspiration. Maya actively sought ways to give back to her community, ensuring that others could benefit from the same opportunities she had seized. During her visits home, she organized free English classes for children and young adults, using her own experiences to craft lessons that were practical and engaging. "If I can do it, so can you," she often told her students, emphasizing the importance of perseverance. She brought along donated textbooks and notebooks, creating a small library in the corner of the local school. Parents eagerly enrolled their kids, seeing English not just as a subject, but as a pathway to broader horizons. Maya also collaborated with local leaders to establish a mentorship program connecting aspiring youth with professionals abroad. Leveraging her network from the nonprofit organization, she arranged virtual meetings where students could practice English with volunteers and gain insights into careers in fields like medicine, engineering, and environmental science. One young boy named Arjun, who dreamed of becoming a doctor, formed a close bond with a Canadian physician who guided him through his studies and encouraged him to apply for scholarships. Years later, Arjun would credit Maya's initiative as the catalyst that propelled him toward medical school. Beyond education, Maya's work inspired grassroots movements aimed at addressing local challenges. Villagers, inspired by her global perspective, began organizing initiatives to tackle issues like clean water access and sustainable farming. A group of women started a cooperative to produce handmade goods, selling them online to international buyers, a venture made possible by Maya's advice on marketing and communication. Another team launched a campaign to plant trees and combat deforestation, adopting techniques Maya had learned during her work with environmental recovery programs. These efforts not only improved living conditions, but also fostered a spirit of innovation and self-reliance. Perhaps the most profound transformation occurred within Maya herself. As she witnessed the tangible changes in her community, she realized that her journey was not just about personal achievement, but about empowering others to create their own paths. Her role as a global volunteer had evolved into something greater, a bridge between worlds, linking her village to the wider world while preserving its unique identity. She no longer saw herself as merely a coordinator or advocate. She was a catalyst for change, igniting sparks of ambition and resilience in those around her. Looking back, Maya marveled at how far she and her village had come since those early days of struggling to master English under a kerosene lamp. What had once seemed like an insurmountable barrier had become the foundation for growth, connection, and transformation. Her story served as a reminder that one person's efforts could inspire countless others, creating a chain reaction of positive change. And as she prepared to return to her duties at the nonprofit, Maya carried with her the knowledge that her work was far from over. The seeds she had planted in Bumesthalai were beginning to sprout, promising a future where dreams knew no bounds. Resilience was perhaps the most defining characteristic of Maya's journey. From the moment she decided to overcome her language barrier, she faced countless challenges: unreliable internet, long hours of study, and moments of self-doubt. Yet, she never allowed setbacks to derail her progress. Instead, she embraced them as opportunities to grow stronger. Whether it was practicing pronunciation until her voice grew hoarse or persisting through technical difficulties during online classes, Maya's unwavering determination became her greatest asset. This resilience taught her that success is rarely linear. It requires patience, grit, and an unshakable belief in oneself. Now, as she navigated the complexities of coordinating disaster relief efforts, she carried this lesson with her, reminding herself that every challenge was a stepping stone toward greater achievements. Adaptability was another cornerstone of Maya's success. Moving from a quiet village in Nepal to a fast-paced international organization demanded constant adjustment. She had to learn how to navigate unfamiliar environments, adopt new technologies, and collaborate with people from vastly different backgrounds. Early on, she realized that rigid thinking would only hinder her progress. Instead, she embraced flexibility, tailoring her approach to fit each unique situation. For instance, when coordinating relief efforts in remote areas with limited infrastructure, she devised innovative solutions, such as using satellite phones and partnering with local leaders to ensure effective communication. This adaptability not only enhanced her professional capabilities, but also reinforced her belief that creativity and openness are essential for overcoming obstacles. Perhaps the most transformative lesson Maya learned was the power of community. Her journey was never a solitary endeavor. It was supported and enriched by the people around her. From her family, who encouraged her education despite financial constraints, to her online classmates who became lifelong friends, Maya understood that collaboration amplifies individual efforts. At the nonprofit organization, she witnessed firsthand how teamwork could achieve extraordinary results, whether it was delivering aid to disaster zones or raising funds for critical projects. Even in her village, she saw how collective action could drive change, from planting trees to launching cooperatives. These experiences deepened her appreciation for the interconnectedness of humanity and reinforced her commitment to fostering unity. Looking to the future, Maya remains driven by a vision of expanding her impact. She dreams of establishing a global training center for young people from underserved communities, equipping them with the skills and confidence to pursue careers in humanitarian work. The center would offer courses in English, leadership, and disaster management, blending classroom learning with hands-on experience. Maya envisions partnerships with universities, NGOs, and governments to provide scholarships and internships, ensuring that financial barriers do not stand in the way of talent and ambition. Through this initiative, she hopes to create a pipeline of passionate, skilled individuals ready to address the world's most pressing challenges. On a personal level, Maya aspires to continue growing as a leader and advocate. She plans to pursue advanced studies in international development, exploring innovative approaches to disaster prevention and sustainable recovery. She also wants to document her journey, writing a book or creating videos to share her story with aspiring changemakers worldwide. By doing so, she aims to inspire others to break free from limitations and embrace their potential to effect change. Maya's story serves as a testament to the transformative power of resilience, adaptability, and community. Her journey demonstrates that even in the face of adversity, one person's determination can ignite a wave of transformation not only for themselves, but for entire communities. As she looks to the horizon, Maya carries with her the lessons she has learned and the dreams she has yet to fulfill, knowing that her work is far from over. Her legacy will continue to inspire generations to come, proving that with courage and compassion, anyone can bridge divides and build a better world. Chapter 6: A Legacy of Hope and Action. Maya's journey from a small village in Nepal to the forefront of global humanitarian efforts is more than just a personal triumph. It is a testament to the boundless possibilities that arise when resilience meets opportunity. Her story underscores a universal truth. No matter where you start, your dreams can take you farther than you ever imagined if you are willing to work for them. Maya's life serves as a powerful reminder that barriers, whether they are linguistic, cultural, or geographic, are not insurmountable walls but challenges to be embraced and overcome. Maya's impact extends far beyond the tangible outcomes of her work. She has inspired a generation of young people in her village and beyond to dream bigger and aim higher. Her story has shown them that their circumstances do not define their futures, that with determination and effort, they too can break free from limitations and contribute to the world in meaningful ways. The ripple effects of her actions are evident in the classrooms where children now eagerly practice English, in the cooperatives run by women who have found economic independence, and in the reforestation projects that reflect a renewed commitment to sustainability. Maya's legacy is one of empowerment, proving that one person's efforts can spark a movement. Looking ahead, Maya's vision for the future is as ambitious as it is compassionate. She dreams of creating systems and structures that ensure no one is left behind due to lack of access to education or opportunity. Her proposed global training center is not just an idea, but a blueprint for systemic change, a way to equip underserved communities with the tools they need to thrive. By fostering leadership, promoting inclusivity, and encouraging innovation, Maya aims to build a world where everyone has the chance to make a difference. Her plans to document her journey and share her insights further amplify her mission, ensuring that her story continues to inspire others long after she has achieved her goals. Maya's life and work embody the essence of hope and action. She has shown that change begins with a single step, no matter how daunting the path may seem. Her resilience reminds us that setbacks are not failures but lessons. Her adaptability teaches us to embrace uncertainty and find strength in diversity. And her commitment to community proves that we are stronger together. As she continues to forge ahead, Maya leaves behind a legacy of courage, compassion, and connection, a legacy that will inspire countless others to rise above their challenges and strive for a brighter, more inclusive future. Her journey is proof that when we dare to dream and act with purpose, we can transform not only our own lives, but the lives of those around us.